Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformer Studio Series Deluxe Class Mirage. He is number 105. You can see him there in front of the box. Go ahead and put him off the side real quick. Yeah, you can see right there. Yep, Studio Series 105. And yeah, you got a picture of him, which is not quite accurate because it's an old render and they did fix the face though. So hey, that's the thing. Transformers and Generations, a lot of stuff is written on there. You got some window cutout, and on the top you have Rise of the Beast logo as well. On the side you have a nice close-up again of him, and yeah, the incorrect head. Which they changed. You have this other render here. It's authentic and everything as well, and the Autobot symbol up there. On the bottom, you have some manufacturing stuff and some what's included. And on the back, of course, you have warnings, copyrights, and product shots. And of course, yes, officially licensed by Porsche for the first time ever. First time ever, we got a licensed Porsche for Transformers. And yeah, Mirage and Noah speed through the streets of New York City to outrun the police. Is the thing right there. But yeah. And of course, he has the backdrop, which is one of the alleyways of New York. One of the streets of New York. You go ahead, of course, put them there if you want, and do that, or of course, recycle it, whatever have you. Also comes with instructions, which are somewhat straightforward. The only thing is, I kind of disagree with the order to do things in, because I feel it makes it a little more difficult, but that's just me. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, Mirage here. Yeah, he's one of the last few remaining Autobots for Rise of the Beasts. He's kind of gotten some mixed opinions about him, mostly because, some things regarding, kibble, because yeah, he's got a lot of it. Yeah, so getting in close though. See, yeah, again, they fixed the face, so it's more correct for the movie stuff. He's got this kind of the bumper chest that obviously protrudes a little bit more than it does in the movie. Again, they did the thing in the movie basically, kind of a somewhat impossible to make figure at a deluxe price point. You got some kind of like bits of car, like the radiator fan. You got some springs right here and stuff. You got these translucent forearms because they're part of the windows, and you got these little not the shins, the calves. You got these little vent things going on. You got bits of the car, all this stuff right there. You got this stuff down here. Yeah, you got a whole bunch of kibble, including the doors and the hood and all this stuff. And my understanding is they talked about this, and they more or less alluded to the fact that more or less Porsche did not want certain panel lines on the car mode, so they were kind of forced to make the transformation work with those restrictions. So hence this, which kind of becomes a little bit of a problem, unfortunately. But yeah, generally though, even though he may not be totally movie accurate, he's, I think, still a pretty decent looking Transformer at the very least. Even if only he's makes a lot of compromises and whatnot. He also does come with this gun, which it's just a simple cannon thing, and it does just plug over either one of his hands, just like so. And he looks pretty good overall, my opinion at least. Yeah, the kibble side, he does, I think, generally looks pretty good. Not accurate, not as accurate as he could have been, but again, I feel like it's one of those things we kind of have to just kind of accept that Porsche did some interference on this one, so which makes me worried about the future of a potential masterpiece jazz, but whatever. Posability. Head, ball joints to left and right. You got a bit of up and down. You got a bit of waggle here and there. Right there. Arms, you have ball joints so all the way around. Kind of just watch the wheels there. You got outward right there. Do have a little bit more outward because of because of adjustments here at this little hinge joint right there. You do have a bicep swivel right there. The arm can go a little over 90 degrees forward. You do have a wrist swivel, which is nice. Waist, you do have a waist swivel, but unfortunately, things start banging and stuff pretty quickly, and you kind of have to start adjusting bits out of the way in order to, take more advantage of the waist joint or something. And even then, it's kind of, you're not getting a whole lot out of this waist joint. Well, there is a bit of a hinge here too because of transformation. You do have a bit of, I guess, somewhat of an ab crunch thing of sorts, which might help a little bit, but not really a whole lot, unfortunately. Hips, you do have forward quite a bit. Back is, again, kind of limited because of the kibble. Outward is also somewhat limited because of the kibble. You have to kind of, again, fiddle a bit, and even then you're only going to get this much without removing stuff outright. Thigh swivel is there, but again, kibble gets in the way. But there is a thigh swivel there. Knees, you do have, depending again how much you do stuff, you kind of have just a little shy of 90 degrees knee bend. Unfortunately, it's just kind of how it is. Ankles are on ball joints though, so you do have some degree of tilt, although again, kibble gets in the way there, so you only get so much tilt inward, but you get a lot of outward tilt and forward and back, and there is rotation, all that stuff. So there is some posability, but unfortunately, just this kibble just kind of gets in the way all the time, and that's a bit unfortunate because he does look great. I feel like he does look pretty good. It's just, yeah, just you can't do much with him because, well, all the joints are there. They're just, you can't really use them for the most part, which kind of stinks. Yeah, so comparisons though, real quick. And here's Noah, because, you know, they're boys. Noah's definitely not in scale here, but whatever. It's the exosuit Noah, I guess, but, you know, I'm not sure if that made him much taller, but, you know, Noah's can't be much smaller without, yeah, come on, stuff. And here are the Autobots so far, including RC, Bumblebee, and Optimus, the Autobots. And there's the team so far. The only missing is Wheeljack and, well, Stratosphere if we're ever going to get one. I know Wheeljack's coming, but Stratosphere is that I'd love to have one, but I'm not sure we're ever going to get one. We'll see. So yeah, that's Wheeljack's robot mode. Or, sorry, Mirage's robot mode. It looks good. Posability is kind of limited. And yeah, he does have kibble, which is going to upset a lot of people right there. So, there you go. Okay, to transform Mirage here, first of all, I'll take the gun here in his hand and just kind of take that out and put that off the side for now. We'll come back to that later. Then right here, what you want to do is this bit right here. This can be a little annoying. It's getting this piece. You want to get this unwedged from behind the head here and get that up and, yeah, kind of up and out of the way like that. You don't want to quite fold it all the way up yet. You have to just get that out of the way for now. Down here at the chest, you want to go ahead and take the chest pieces and slide these kind of diagonally out forward like so, like that, and they'll come and bring it up. And again, you don't want to bring this all together quite yet. Also make sure this backpack is kind of dacked down a bit. You don't want to bring this all together quite yet for a good reason. I'll explain in a bit. Yeah, so yeah, get these arms up out of the way, and then right here down to the waist, you want to go ahead and bring this down and rotate this 180 degrees like that. Just get that rotated now. We'll make things a lot easier down the line. Make sure these are mostly out of the way as well. Now, up here you want to get this, get this waist out of the way, and up here at the arms, you want to go ahead and there's hinges right here. You want to bring these down on these hinges, on the inner hinges right here. Bring those down and inward, and make sure, again, the legs are kind of out of the way. You also want to bring the arms back like this, so bring them down on these hinges like this, and they'll collapse in like so, and also bring this bit up like that. Just get that undone and just kind of get that kind of ready to go right there. Bring the arms back like so. They'll kind of tab in right here. The fenders will tab in and tab in a bit. And then you can go ahead and bring the wheels down. Bring the wheels down and they'll tab in right here. There's little tabs and slots right there. Tab that in and tab this in right there, and then go ahead and tab the front, the headlights. You want to tab those in as well. Make sure those are nice and tabbed in like that, and then go ahead and bring the front bumper pieces and then bring up and tab those in right there. This I find is a little easier overall. Only thing you got to watch out for this little corner on the catching on the wheels. And also make sure to straighten out this part of the arms so the windows line up with the windshield. Now down here at the legs, what you'll want to do down here is we want to rotate the feet 180 like this, like so. Take these bits and you'll want to rotate them down like this because we're making the wheel arches. The wheels, you can see they're in on these double hinges. You want to bring those out like so. Use double hinges to bring them out like that, like this. You don't want to quite tab these things together yet. And then right here. Okay, so right here, there's multiple hinges up in here. You want to bring it up on this inner hinge. This inner hinge, you want to bring it up there, and then this lower hinge you want to bring down. And Yeah, like so. Gonna want to bring it down. Then you're going to go ahead and tab these together as well. Like that. Make sure it's all straightened out. And then right here, these kind of sit like this, and you want to go ahead and bring the door bits up like so. And like so. Make sure, yeah, the legs are gonna be at a bit of an angle. You don't know how you can see that, but the legs are gonna be slightly bent a bit, and these are gonna tab into these arches and tab in right here. You can see this little slot here. You want to tab into these rear arches. Yeah, they kind of, it's a hook tab, so you got to watch it on that one. And also that's then as you use all the hinges in the legs to bring this forward. So then you can just go ahead and tab this in front like that and like that. They'll tab into the front, make sure this is all straightened out like this. Then you go ahead and bring this bit back. It's on hinge. Bring this back. Sorry. Bring this down. Make sure these are back down because sometimes I'll realign themselves in the process. But bring this down, and these will there's little kind of slots on the sides that this will tab into. Might be a little weird about it sometimes, but particularly on mine's one of them tabs in nicer than the other. One side tabs in nicer than the other side, and be a bit of a pain to get it all to actually line up. But yeah, tab that in. Take the roof here, and it's on multiple hinges. Bring this forward and tab, kind of bring that out, and this will kind of tab in right there. Back here, make sure these stay tabbed in, and these right here, there's little tabs here, which this will tab into, and there's also tabs here. So let's bring this forward right here on these tabs, like so. Tab that all in. So on mine, again, there's a little bit of gapping, unfortunately. And then make sure to hold these in place while you take the feet, because they're on pretty tight hinges, and bring the feet and just fold those in right there, like so. And then one last thing you got to do is take the gun here. There's little tabs on the sides here, and there's little slots right here. Hopefully that's all lined up, and then you just kind of slot that in. Slot that in and whatnot. Again, make sure it's all squared away, and there you go. That is Mirage in his vehicle mode. And yeah, this is the big thing about this, is it's a really, really gorgeous, well, silver Porsche alt mode, silver and blue, really. Yeah, you just really see the Porsche striping right there and everything. And you got the, a little bit of branding or detailing right there on the spoiler and everything. You got the little Porsche, actually it's an Autobot badge right there. Wheels are black, but that's kind of what it's supposed to be. You got the red picked out back here. And yeah, the panel lines, you can see, the Porsche, like, yeah, the Porsche kind of like minimizing panel lines on the actual car. Because, well, yeah, I don't want to, well, yeah, because Porsche demanding, I guess. You got a little outline for a sunroof right there, too. So, yeah, it's one of those things where, yeah, the car very much dictated, and the manufacturer of the car dictated, well, how the car was going to look, or the robot is going to look. But it is, admittedly, a very nice-looking alt mode, even if it's a bit of a pain to get to it. Yeah, the transformation is actually simple to understand. It's just sometimes the thing just fights you, like, particularly, like, say maybe if you do things a little bit in the incorrect order, but yeah, stuff doesn't want to tab in and whatnot, and it just fights you and untabs itself and whatnot. But yeah, it can get there eventually, but it does look good. It does roll really nicely too. Yeah, it's a good looking robot or alt mode, and this is kind of the reason to get Mirage in the first place, because the robot mode is pretty good, but compromised. But yeah, this alt mode is where it's all at. This is where like all the work went, was the alt mode, and yeah, it's pretty much. It looks great. Unfortunately, mine definitely has some blemishes in the silver paint, but that's kind of common with this sort of thing. So yeah, it's just looks great. But yeah, getting to it is a bit of a chore sometimes, just because yeah, it's not not hard to understand, just hard to get it to cooperate with you sometimes on actually folding up and tabbing in and everything. And again, mine just these back here, there's always a gap because I can't get it all to tab in properly, so that stinks. But and you can also see a little bit of the silver paint just come off right there. But Other than that, it looks great. And this is the reason to kind of buy the Mirage is for this alt mode right here. A lot of people are taken to buying the mainline Mirage instead because it's got a somewhat more accurate robot mode, even if the head's incorrect. But yeah, I think it looks great. But anyway, comparisons. Again, here's Noah out of definitely out of scale here. I mean, yeah. Noah's not like 10 feet tall, at least as far as I know. But yeah, of course, the rest of the Autobots, including, there's Bumblebee and RC, who doesn't want to stand right now. I'm just going to lean against Bumblebee. And, of course, Optimus. Which, compared to I think it might be a little bigger than it should be compared to a Camaro and the truck, but it's in that, again, mushy scale of it's kind of close enough to correct, I think. Yeah, again, still going to get Wheeljack, and hopefully there's a Stratosphere at some point, but yeah. Yeah, that is Mirage. He's a weird mixed bag. It's that simple. It's hard to really totally recommend him because, it's just, his robot mode is compromised. He's got a lot of kibble. The kibble itself actually gets in the way of posability. He does look all right. The transformation is, in theory, good, but at least mine fights me constantly. It's always, I've transformed multiple times, and it's still just, it's like, every single time something goes weird. Actually gave me a bit of a injury the first time he got ripped into my skin at one point. Ow. First time I transformed it, but the alt mode's great. The alt mode's fantastic. So it's one of those things where it's like, it's a mixed bag, and it's probably going to be like, if you're already this far in on collecting the movie characters, then I don't know, you probably will, but I don't know, unless you really, basically, if you really like the alt mode, go for it. But the robot mode is one of those, it's going to be kind of there's a lot of compromise there, and you might not like it. So there you go. Anyway, I hope you found this informative and entertaining. I hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social media. It's down in the description below and at the end of the video. Check out my Coffee, my Patreon, and I'll see you next time with another video review.